If some bloke asked me randomly, "Oi lad, what game would you recommend to someone who has never played a game before?" I would give them 3 games I'd recommend. Honey Pop, Deep Space Waifu, and Porto 2. The third game there being what we're reviewing today. Before that though, I'd like it if you would indulge me just for a wee bit of looking back. As a wee fella in his teens, right, the Orange Box just came out. Now, if you want to actually skip on to the review, here's a wee annotation for all you impatient buggers out there who doesn't want to sit through a wee bit of looking back and the old days of the Orange Box and whatnot. Otherwise, let's go on ahead and continue our wee looking back bit. So as I was saying, as a wee fella in his teens, the Orange Box just came out. Back then, I picked it up for the PS3. I played through Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2, and as much as I enjoyed those games, the one that really stood out to me, you see, was Portal. Now at the time, I thought that using the portals and the first person view to solve the puzzles and to shenanigan around on the map was good fun, so I think I might have ran through the game, but a good heap of times, a fair heap, let's just say. Now you fast forward a few years after that, and Portal 2 on the PS3 came out, which at the time, with a cross promotion I think of Sony and Valve, it came with a code for the PC version as well. Now mind you, at the time I only ever just played on the PS3. I didn't actually pick up PC gaming until a few years after that. So from there, Portal 2 was one of the games I had on the PC whenever I got things all set up. But anyway, even on the Portal 2, I still played it a fair heap of times, both on PS3 and the PC. So 10 years after that, flip me 10 years, I'm back making maps and having some good banter in Portal 2. So here we go fellas for my Portal 2 review. Now I haven't done a review in a while, so I'm gonna just do a quick refresher on how I do my things. So I prefer to get straight to the point on my reviews, right? So my reviews consist of the main positives, the negatives, and the neutral areas, followed by my final thoughts. Now, despite the silly comments I get from utter tools, like from my Our World Has Ended review, you massive twat you, I imagine for the most part you guys should be smart enough to make up your own minds whether you want to try the game or whatever, based on the contents of my review. So without further delay, let's go on ahead and hop into things. So first positive is no doubt voice acting. Wheatley, GLaDOS, I hope I said her name right, and of course the man himself, Cave Johnson. Flip me, the voice actors all did a brilliant job. Like real talk, just listen to this here speech here.
Welcome to the Enrichment Center. Since making test participation mandatory for all employees, the quality of our test subjects has risen dramatically. Employee retention, however, has not. As a result, you may have heard we're going to phase out human testing. There's still a few things left to wrap up, though. The bean counters told me we literally could not afford to buy $7 worth of moon rocks, much less 70 million. Bought them anyway, ground them up, mixed them into a gel. And guess what? Ground up moon rocks are pure poison. I am deathly ill. Still, it turns out they're a great portal conductor. So now, we're going to see if jumping in and out of these new portals can somehow leach the lunar poison out of a man's bloodstream. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Let's all stay positive and do some science. That said, I would really appreciate it if you could test as fast as possible. Carolyn, please bring me more pain pills. All right, I've been thinking. When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad! I don't want your damn lemons! What am I supposed to do with these?
Take the lemons.
Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Cave Johnson lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the man who's gonna burn your house down with the lemons.
Oh, I like this guy.
I'm gonna get my engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.
Finding people. He says what we're all thinking.
The point is, if we can store music on a compact disc, why can't we store a man's intelligence and personality on one? So I have the engineers figuring that out now. Brain mapping, artificial intelligence. We should have been working on it 30 years ago. I will say this, and I'm gonna say it on tape so everybody hears it 100 times a day. If I die before you people can pour me into a computer, I want Carolyn to run this place. Now she'll argue. She'll say she can't. She's modest like that, but you make her. Hell, put her in my computer. I don't care. All right, test's over. You can head on back to your desk.
Goodbye, sir.
So yeah, that's the first positive for yous. The second main positive is the maps. Now in the first game, right, it was mostly just the same sort of styled rooms, aside from like the last quarter of the game where it switched things up a bit, but I'd be going into spoilers there, so I will be leaving that part out in case you haven't played the first game. So this time around, we have like ruined, overgrown plant areas, which I thought were cool. The old-fashioned areas where you'll get to like midpoint of the game, and of course the map maker, at least on the PC version. I felt that the different environments you see helped mix things up a wee bit, just so you didn't have to be stuck at the same area all the time. Now your next positive is of course the different testing elements. It'd be a wee bit boring if you only ever used the portals, like shoot one there, shoot one here, there you go. So as you would see in the main campaign, we of course have the portals themselves, as I just said, the cubes, the gels, the turrets, and you've pretty much got lots of stuff to work with. Same for in the map maker, so I'm sure you'll be busy trying to sort things out, getting through the game, you know. The last main positive is that there is a co-op mode, which allows you to mess around and solve puzzles with a friend, so there'll be some good banter there. And just in case, yeah, the co-op mode also applies to the custom maps as well. I have a few up with Gemini later 25, depending when I upload this. Either a few will be up now or later, but you can check a few of those out if you want to see it for yourself. So now for the negatives. I'll be honest, there really isn't any major negatives I can talk to you about. The only main negative would apply to the PC version in relation to the map maker, since you can't actually make the maps like the old testing grounds or plant overgrowth maps without using Hammer, the external map maker program that Valve use, I believe, in their games. But since we are only talking about the main game, I'm marking this as a negative. Otherwise, you can ignore this point if you want to use Hammer for making your maps, since they also work for the base game and you don't really have to download anything aside from the map themselves, so there you go. The only main neutral area that, despite having the option to do so in the actual map maker to switch between your two playable robots in co-op, you can't actually do that in the co-op mode, which would have been handy if you still wanted to give a map a run but didn't want to do it with randoms. I mostly just did the single player maps, but still being able to do a co-op map by myself, switching between the two, would have been fun enough, I would say. Final thoughts on the game? Well, mind you, despite being Northern Ireland's top gamer and reviewer, until someone else says otherwise, I can only hope that you guys, who actually call themselves a gamer, gives this game a go. Like real talk, fellas, you won't regret it. Now with all that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you next time.